It's a crackpot breakfast. Hello, I'm a Canadian artist named Ryan Lowrie, and I paint. Here are some paintings I made. Today for breakfast we're having black chai tea. That is really hot, and a banana for potassium, so I don't cramp up. Because I have to go to Best Buy today and return stuff. My wife wanted the new Deadpool. Ooh, it's really funny. There's 2 discs, and Ryan Reynolds makes fun of things. It's a great movie. And while we were there picking that up, so that my wife could see the 3-minute gag reel, picked up a X-Men 2 movie I really liked. And look at that, it's got 2 discs. It's got hours upon hours of stuff, and I gave 20th Century Fox more money, even though Fox News is a wretched hive of scum and villainy. Because Kitty, I said skull and villainy. And I bought this Sunbeam electric kettle. And it worked. It made the very cup of tea I just showed you. Put water in it. Press the button. And then the water got really hot. Sunbeam. Trusted for over 100 years. And they put 100 in a bold font, so you know. Simply reliable. They're not wrong. And then I bought this other X-Men disc. I was like, oh, cool. 2 discs of bonus features. Oh, it's amazing. It's only 1 disc. So, now I gotta take it back like an idiot and go, hey, on the back it says 2 discs. On the case it says 2 discs. There's 1 disc in it. And then they'll give me some lame excuse like, oh, well, that's why it's priced the way it is, because you knew it wasn't 2 discs. And I'll be like, man, just give me my other disc. So now I gotta go back, and that's gonna be a whole thing. Don't eat my receipt, Kitty. My cat. How you doing? Kitty's having a weird morning. We had hailstorms yesterday. We had like 5 separate... Stop eating the receipt. My kitty. So grumpy. So yeah, we had hailstorms yesterday. The cat didn't like that. And it snowed. It's May. We're getting hail. Which I'm assuming is because Rupert Murdoch is affecting the weather because of all the money he received from me buying those X-Men Blu-rays. I really wanted to watch all those extras. Now I gotta take it back, and I know I'm not gonna get the right one, and that's why people steal stuff online, because you buy a product and it doesn't. It's like when I bought The Big Lebowski, 15-year anniversary. Oh, it's such an awesome movie. Pop it in, watch some extras. Oh my goodness. Went to watch the flick, and it skipped from 10 minutes into it till 10 minutes at the end. I take it back, and they're like, that's it. Because the painted cover of the disc, that's the style. It should stop doing that. Kitty, don't take my tea bag. Stop it. Too good. She smacks my tea because she wants the string toy. She's gonna pull it out and make... Stop it. Because she's gonna pull the tea bag out, and then the tea goes everywhere, and she freaks out, and it's a whole thing. Been watching movies lately. painting. And what did I watch? I watched Irrational Man. It's a Woody Allen movie that sort of came out. He made another movie. I think this is his 38th, 39th movie. This one stars Joaquin Phoenix as a drunken boob. He's a college professor, and he's stuck in a suicidal funk. He's brilliant, but he's sad. And he's at a diner one day and overhears a conversation about this horrible judge who's making this random woman's life very crappy. So he, in his mind, figures that, you know, if he kills that judge and makes the world a better place, he'll be a better person. So he kills the judge, and he almost gets away with it. And Emma Stone's in it. And the dialogue isn't very good in the movie, but the movie's shot really well. I don't know who Woody Allen's using for a cinematographer now, but it's worth watching. It's it's beautifully shot, and again, the dialogue's not very good, but it moves along at a nice pace, and the soundtrack's neat. It's sort of an upbeat, jazzy. It's a Woody Allen movie, you know. If you don't like it by now, you will never, ever, ever love him. Oh. Last week I went to see my mom on Mother's Day. Well, the day after Mother's Day, because my oldest sister had to see her Mother's Day. But we don't visit on the same days because none of us get along, and it's a whole thing, and it's stupid. So I visited her the next day, and she lent me this. And it's the Dreamgirls Showstopper Edition gift set. So you get this big ass book. It's got lots of pictures of Jennifer Hudson, like, what about me? I'm Jennifer Hudson. Can't kick me out because I'm fat. And there's photos of Beyonce, Eddie Murphy. What else do you get? You get soundtrack, which I hope has all the discs in it, and the movie. I didn't watch the bonus disc, which actually came with this one. Fox. I am not looking forward to going to Best Buy. Can I have my other disc? And they'll be like, fatty, you don't need a bonus disc of X-Men features. Just go watch them free on YouTube. How you doing? Fruit freaks my cat out. She doesn't like fruit. And that's why you get chest pains, because all you eat is meat. She's mad because I took my tea away from her. That's good potassium. So Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls is to Motown what Valley of the Dolls, Jacqueline Suzanne's Valley of the Dolls was to Hollywood and Broadway in the 60s. It's a tell-all without using the real names. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, and this person did this, but we're not talking about the actual person, just a successful entertainer like that person. And it's a musical, and it was really entertaining. My God, I liked that movie. So much more than I thought I would. So yeah, if you don't mind musicals, and you haven't seen it yet for whatever reason, take the time. I really liked it. Zoolander 2. I finally got a chance to see Zoolander 2. I enjoyed what I saw of it. About half an hour into it, I fell asleep. And then I woke up and saw the ending, and it was good. I was sleepy and I had a full stomach, and a lot of times that just means sleep. But no, I thought it was funny. The reviews were terrible. My my God, it got such bad reviews. I liked it. Our film, and Ben Stiller, subscribes to a certain type of comedy. It's silly, it's over the top, but I enjoyed what I saw of it. I thought it was funny. I rewatched Batman vs Superman. Sorry, Batman v Superman. We're too cool to say versus. We take that S right out. And second time through, I enjoyed this movie even less. I wanted to watch it again because, again, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, these are three of my favorite characters ever. So I thought, maybe it was just me. My expectations were too high. No, second time through, this movie's even more disappointing. Jesse Eisenberg's a terrible villain. The plot and premise don't move along well. The Wizard of Oz imagery with the flying monkeys. Perry White saying, "Where does Clark go? Does he click his heels together and go back to Kansas?" The fact that they have a congressional hearing because a bunch of people got shot and they blame Superman, who doesn't use a gun. All of it just bad again. So I started reading articles on the movie, and I found out that apparently Zack Snyder's a big fat fan of Ayn Rand. And then all my questions were answered. Ayn Rand is the patron saint of being a selfish twat. The starter of objectivism and the fountainhead, and basically giving spoiled people an excuse to be dicks. So he applied his love of Ayn Rand's Peter Pan syndrome gone rabid. He applied that shit to Batman Superman, which is why the movie's terrible. Ayn Rand is one of the foul seeds that laid way to libertarianism, which is a short stop off before fascism. It's where people go, look, I just want to do my own thing, to everybody should be doing my thing. Libertarianism is one of those words I hear people use, and it's like, oh, okay, so, yeah. Objectivism, that's another one. It's another warning word. Oh, okay. So, yeah. It's a subscribed doctrine, which gives people a license to be a piece of shit. I know what you're saying, right? Not everybody who likes Ayn Rand is a piece of shit. Everyone I've met so far that's really into her is a selfish piece of shit. On the flip side of that coin, I got to see Michael Moore's new film, Where to Invade Next, where he goes to European nations and in Africa, and he travels to different countries to see how they treat their workers and how they treat their old people and their prisoners, and he takes from them what he sees as a better way to deal with criminals, as a better way to deal with college students, as a better way to deal with day-to-day endeavors, and hopes to bring back those techniques to America, which, lo and behold, originally were American ideas that got abandoned in the last few decades. And it's a great movie. I think it's one of the better things he's ever made. It's definitely more even. A lot of his movies start off very funny and then get incredibly serious and and sad. And this movie's more even in that there's some humor, there's some information, and it's totally worth the time. And if you hate Michael Moore, then I don't know what to tell you. You're probably really into Ayn Rand. That seems to be the sides of ideology now. It's either me, or hey, we should probably work together. And speaking of difficult times, it's not all movies and TV watching for me. I also read. I was reading the Deadpool Carnage comic. There's a 4-issue comic from 2014. I was watching that. I was reading that. It was really good, and I was like, I should stop reading comics and get back to good old novels. So I dug out Frank Herbert's Dune Messiah, which I had bought last year, and because I've always been told, oh, you like the first Dune? You gotta read the other books. Oh, they're so much better, and they're not. It's really boring. I'm about halfway to the halfway point, and here's everything that's happened in the first half of that book. Paul Muad'Dib. He was a guy who won in Dune, and he's a ruler. His wife doesn't like him, and his sister doesn't like him, and they deal with other planets, and they don't like him. On this one planet, they take a guy that used to be his trainer, who died, and they resurrect him, and then give it to him as a pet, and he's like, cool, my pet monster. And they have morbid conversations. That took 133 pages. It is a goddamn boring book. So I don't know if I'll get to Children of Dune or fucking the whatever Dune Chronicles come later. Dune Buggy. Dune it again. I don't know what the other books are called. There's Dune, Frank Herbert's Dune, which is, classic, and I enjoyed that one. I ripped right through that. I remember reading that as a kid, and was like, this is amazing. This is intelligent science fiction. This sequel is fucking boring. Oh my god. Brilliant. It is all that Dune was, and maybe a little more. That's a quote on the back. It isn't. It's not as good. It's really boring. Not a lot happens. Paul sits around and he's bummed, and I'm supposed to care for some reason. And I got a chance to see Garfunkel and Oates' new special. Garfunkel and Oates have a new comedy special on Vimeo. And their comedy special is called Trying to Be Special. And if you're not familiar with them, there's 2 female comics, and one plays the ukulele, one plays acoustic guitar, and they sing silly songs, and they sing about relationships and sex, and the comedy special was really funny. Anthony Jeselnik. Anthony Jeselnik is a comedian. He makes an appearance at the beginning of it. He's funny. A little morbid, but it's funny. His comedy specials were good. If you like jokes about rape. Jokes about rape a lot. But like in a silly way, so yeah. So that happened.